Hola, comadres. This week I'm bringing you a pep talk on Wednesday, and we're going to see how this goes because I have two dogs visiting me, and we'll see if they're going to try to make an appearance during the pep talk. But I was thinking about how some of us are not looking forward to who we're spending Christmas with. Sometimes we have family obligations. Sometimes we're going into situations that we're not too comfortable with, or we haven't seen people, or there's some prickly topics. So that's one of the dogs just shaking the tripod right now. So let's beware. We'll see what these critters are going to do. But, you know, Christmas is not always the loving, wonderful, perfect, idyllic family get-together that we see on the Hallmark Channel. Sometimes Christmas can be a nightmare, and I just happen to be wearing my Nightmare Before Christmas sweatshirt just because it's my favorite Christmas sweatshirt. So sometimes we are anticipating for days in advance what it's going to be like, how it's going to be, what are they going to say, what are they going to do, and we end up investing a lot of our emotional real estate in how other people might act to us in 1 or 2 or 3 days. If there's a situation that you're walking into and you're not sure how other people are going to behave, which we're never sure how they're going to behave, what they're going to do, the reality is all we have is our own boundaries to go into the situation with. That's all we can take with us. So I'm going to look at, for me, if I'm going to be with someone who makes me uncomfortable, and you know, there have been times in life where that was the case, I have to look at how much emotional real estate am I giving that person. So if I think of my heart and my mind as the space of emotional real estate, whatever I determine that size to be, if I'm worrying for days and days and freaking out about what he or she is going to say or do, or que mirada, or what kind of look are they going to give me, or what kind of indirectas, or what kind of direct things are they going to say to me that are going to make me upset. Like sometimes we inventory the things that they've done in the past because we have been traumatized. It has been difficult. And it's, you know, we have to be kind of looking at how to carefully navigate the situation. Right now, I've got a puppy dog that's trying to navigate right around where I am. So you can see her tail back there. That's Salem. Come here, Salem. Salem, do you want to say hi? Come here, Salem. Up, Salem. Let's see, Salem. Salem is too big to get her up, so she has to get up when she feels like it. So this is Franklin. Here, you can meet Franklin. This is Franklin. He wants to give me a lick. Oh, Franklin, you're so friendly. And then Salem is over here. Salem is a girl. I know she has a boy name, but she was found on a street called Salem Street. So they just decided they needed to co-star, do a little cameo appearance, and I'm hoping they're not going to do an appearance of knocking down the tripod. There goes Salem right through the tripod. So anyway, we were talking about boundaries and maybe the emotional real estate that we have. How much of it are we going to give to that person who might or very likely will? I mean, the reality is they have not probably undergone a complete transformation of maturation and healing over the past 363 days since you saw them. Sometimes we can limit our exposure. We can look at how long am I going to spend with them, and if I'm not there to just count the clock and hold my breath, that's taken away from me. If I can go into a situation with, I'm here for the joy I can receive and the joy I can bring. And boundaries are our way of not letting in some of the stuff that's coming in. Like I've been kind of glad this week that everywhere I go, I'm wearing a mask because I still have these fever blisters and they're really annoying me. And yeah, last week I was joking around of pues que me hizo ojo. I don't know. I have no idea. Stress is what me hizo ojo, like the stress and the frustration and the over expectation I had of myself. And so sometimes that's our deal with Christmas too. We have an over expectation about how it's going to be. How about we just go into Christmas with, today is one day in my life. It's not the be all, end all, do all. It's not going to make or break me. What they say today does not have more weight than what they might say another day of the year. Sometimes we, and I've talked to several comadres lately who have been just sharing that they're going to be going and hanging out with people or needing to get thrown together with people that they don't have the best relationship with. The reality is we can allow them only a small access into our emotional real estate. And I know that sometimes when I've been in difficult situations, I'll remind myself I'm only here for 2 hours, or I'm only here for today. Unfortunately, because of life situation and circumstances, the biggest challenge I'm going to have this Christmas might be these dogs trying to knock things over with their big tails and wanting to play. But there's other times in life when I have felt uncomfortable about who I'm going to be around and tried to plan ahead. And if I start scripting everything in my head, it's usually going to come out even worse than the reality. And if the reality is worse, it's like you never know when they're going off. Just like these 2 dogs. They may start barking at any time. They may get excited at any time. It's unpredictable. And that's what I want to share with us, our comadres today, is that other people are unpredictable. Sometimes we know what they're going to do. We know how they are. Sometimes what I'll tell myself is, oh, there she goes, just being herself. Because they're not going to show up with anybody except who they are. And if I'm not going to give them, if I go in there completely vulnerable and just ready to absorb all their mess, like I'm a new sponge out of the package. I'm a brand new sponge out of the package, just opened up, ready to absorb everyone's energy. How about if I kind of focus on my energy and I look at, okay, what am I going to soak in and what am I not going to soak in? If you're facing one of those situations, even in the midst of the happiness, there can be a comment made, there can be something said, and we get to choose how big of a bag of that do we bring home. That's the reality. We decide how much of that I'm going to bring, how much of that I'm going to leave behind. There's hurtful things that get said even within families, and sometimes it's just a continuation of the same mess. And so if we can go into it, if we made a commitment, let's say we've made a commitment to be with this person or these people for X amount of time because we're, quote, family expects us to go, then let's look at how is it for me? We have to know if it is a completely toxic situation, just because it's December 24th or December 25th, it does not demand your attendance. Your first priority and your first obligation is to your own mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So pace yourself. Don't steal the joy from your Christmas worrying about what they're going to do or what they're going to say. Give yourself time to just enjoy where you are and accept where you are. Sometimes we're like, well, I'm going to go and they're going to notice this, they're going to notice that. And the reality is, whatever they notice is up to them. If they're going to make a judgment about you, you decide, does their opinion matter? Does their opinion matter? Am I going there asking them what I need to do with my life? Am I going there, counting on them, paying them $125 an hour to tell me what's wrong with me? No, I'm not. I'm there to be present for Christmas with my family, with my people. And there will be some bumpy spots, but the reality is we can always step out. We can always step outside. We can always take a moment to breathe. And maybe one thing that we need to do is have a comadre that we're going to text before we go. Maybe we're going to text her while we're there. And maybe when we come out and say, I made it out alive. Send me a message. Some of you, I am that comadre that I'm open to bookending with you. And a bookending is at the beginning, if you had a stack of books, there's the beginning, holding up the end. Well, sometimes when you're going into a difficult emotional situation, if you have somebody that you can count on, you can say, okay, I'm taking a deep breath. I'm getting ready to go. I'm ready to face whatever comes up. And I'm going to step away when I need to because my first priority is to myself. And you can tell I have some puppy dogs scrambling around here. They're here to spend Christmas with me. Their mommy and daddy went on a trip, so I get some bonus puppy blessings and puppy kisses and extra barking. So I'm like, wow, how did I make it almost 10 minutes into this video and no one has walked by my house to cause a major barkathon? So let me just say, I care about you. I hope that you find the blessings in Christmas. If somebody says something that's not worth it, let that be a gift that you're going to re-gift. Let that be something that you throw out with the wrapping paper. If somebody is trying to get into your emotional space, you can lock the door on them. Feliz Navidad, comadres. And if there's some parts that you're concerned about, know that you have the strength, you have the power, and you have the willingness to walk through difficult things because you're growing, you're glowing, and who they say you are is none of your business. You are the one whose opinions matter. So love you guys. Feliz Navidad. And if it's not your favorite day ever, 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 find another favorite day and share who you are, share how you are, and just accept what comes. Christmas is in your heart. It's not at someone else's house. Take care, comadres. Love you. Bye-bye.